Hello, monsters of Antient, and welcome back to Total War Warhammer 2, Mortal Empires, and Part 8, my Von Carstein Campaign, where we're trying to finish off Karakadrin, or, well, they're now Kazakarak, but, you know what I mean, dwarves. We're trying to kill dwarves, alright? Everyone okay with that? Fantastic. It's a single lady's charging down the hill, straight into a big pile of dwarves. As is tradition, Isabella also, I mean, she got a lovely Wind of Death off, managed to wipe out quite a few of their missile units. We also have a few units of undead that are, well, are badly dented, but are coming down to assist us with wiping out the dwarfs by charging into them, like these Black Knights with lances and barding. Most of them anyway. Some of them are getting shot by crossbows. That's fine, though. Lovely little charge there, and some Crypt Horrors coming in. Meanwhile, the dwarfs are really just massing in. And you know what that means? That's right, a lovely, lovely Wind of Death is going to create a lovely stream of jam. Sploosh. Oh, it's so sticky. Everyone's sticky. The single ladies are sticky, the dwarfs nearby are sticky, everyone's sticky. Covered in jam. And Isabella's up to 334 kills. Wind of, I mean, some people may say Wind of Death is a little bit overpowered. And to those people I say... And? Good. Glad that we sorted that one out. Okay, our ghouls are dealing with the quarrelers over there. We're going to get a nice little charge on the rear of these dwarves for no particular reason. We're going to suck off these dwarves over here. That's right, we're not using Wind of Death for once. Instead, we're using Bit of Shades, which is also pretty good. You know, if units are a nice big blob, then no harm in a little Bit of Shades. The Knights are getting chopped up by... mostly by the Slayers, to be honest. The Slayers, of course, are anti-large. And the thing is, I'm not particularly worried about these guys. I'm like, they can live or die. I mean, obviously they're dead already, but they can... if we lose them, it's not a big deal. I just get more. And again, it's fantastic the way they give you that mentality with the undead. That it's just like, it doesn't really matter what happens to your armies. It's not a big deal. You just get more. Just replace the stuff. They've got quite a few here. A Rune Priest. They've got Rune Priests. Is that... did I... like, Rune Lord. Is it a Rune Priest? Or is that Space Wolves again? I fucking don't know. Oh, I don't know. You know what? They're just Rune Priests, alright? I don't care. I don't even care what they really are. They're a Rune Priest. That's it. That's what I'm going to call them. You can see our single ladies beating the shit out of Amy Winehouse. Kicking the shit out of anyone telling her she needs to go to rehab, although... in hindsight, probably would have been a good shout. Beyonce doing something with umbrellas. That's all I don't know any other songs. Good. Okay, fine. Should probably look that up. Alright, we're going to chase down as many dwarves as possible. Unfortunately, we actually have some forces. I mean, there's some ghouls here killing. There's some giant slayers. Now, the giant slayers, of course, don't have much armor. And the ghouls aren't great. So this battle is not exactly going to be a clash of the... Jesus Christ. Alright, calm down, mate. Jeez. Chill the fuck out. But we will be chasing down as many units as possible to try and make the follow-up battle and hopefully taking out Karakadrin nice and easy. Right, I'm hoping that should leave them with not an awful lot. And then hopefully we can... might be able to. I will take that. I will take that. And I'm going to sack it. Ah, oh, look at all that nommy income. And then if we run over here, I can raise some friends. Not as many friends as I was hoping, but never mind. I will take what friends I can. Lovely friends. I can grab you and basically anything fast. Basically, that's the plan. Now, we're still waiting on... who was wounded? Lords and Heroes. Adele. Adele was unfortunately wounded, and we're waiting for her to pop back. But she should be back soon. And in the meantime, Isabella, you're going to have... missile resistance. Ooh. No, missile resistance. And then further. And further. And, oh, Dark Benediction, although I don't know if that stacks, but fuck it, it's there, and I can't be bothered to work out whether it works or not. So in the meantime, we're just going to take it because reasons. Now, that means we have a lot of money to spend, which is really, really nice. We also have to be somewhat concerned about our little border down here. Now, we are at war with the Border Princes because I declared war on them, and that may or may not have been a good idea. Depends on who you ask. Let's do something like that, I guess.
What?
Good. And oh, God, yeah, you can get a lot of stuff, can't you? Holy shit. In that case, get some more Vargeists, because they are always good against the Empire. What else is... I mean, a Mortise Engine is expensive, but we can afford it now, so let's fucking go for it. Now, the poll did say, last episode, that we should build the Forbidden Library. So that's what we're going to do. It was close. A lot of people said chuck some orphans down a well, but the Forbidden Library did come up trump. So we're going to build the Forbidden Library. So we're going to build a library. We're going to fill it with probably copies of Andy McNabb's Bravo 2-0, and then just forbid anyone from going anywhere near it. And that itself should increase the quality of literature across the entire Warhammer world by at least 120% by my estimates. Because that book is fucking... I actually read Bravo 2-0, and weird story. I'm going to tell you this anyway, because it's a bit... I used to work for a company I used to work for. I used to work in the middle of Cornwall, and the building I was working in, they've got a few kind of scattered around, and the building we're working in, one day they called us into a meeting and said, oh, there's asbestos in the roof, and basically we can't be fucked to go and fix it. That, I mean, I'm paraphrasing there, but that's basically what they said, was they couldn't be bothered to fix it. So what they said was that, well, basically we're going to move you. And so everyone in that building was thrown to the four corners of fucking Cornwall. It was a massive pain in the arse. A lot of people were very annoyed. For some reason, our little department got stuffed in a little cottage in the middle of fucking nowhere. Like, I mean, Cornwall's not a big county, to be fair, but we were, like, in the middle of fields. Like, there was just fields around us, and you had to drive for 10 minutes to get into any kind of, like, civilization. It was just a little cottage in the middle of nowhere. I don't know why they decided to stick us there, but it was generally fine. It wasn't a problem. A few months later, they called us into a meeting and went, so, there might have been extreme levels of radon gas in the building. Now, because Cornwall is built a lot on granite, granite gives off radon gas, and because a lot of Cornish buildings are very, very old, I think like my mother-in-law's cottage was about over 300 years old, I think. A lot of them are built out of granite, because it is, of course, the, you know, most usable material to build shit out of that long ago. So, because of that, and because of sort of the general sort of area, the moors and stuff have a lot of granite, we can all get radon gas detectors, and it turned out that the radon gas detector in that building had said, nope, there's a fuck ton of radon gas. So we don't want you getting cancer, because then you can sue us. So we're going to put you, and then right, we're going to put you in like a temporary, one of those temporary buildings. You know the sort, you probably, if you're in the UK, you probably had, like, your school probably has like 5 of them, and they're supposed to be temporary, and they've probably been there for 25 years, and there's certain parts of the floor where your teacher says, don't walk on that, otherwise you'll fall through it. And they were going to stick us in one of those over winter, and they were like, well, there's no heating, but we'll give you an electric heater. And fortunately, my friend at the time was like, no, we're not doing that. So he went to another building and decided, like, he found a room that was empty and went, right, we're going in here. And we moved our desks in, and before they realised what was going on, we'd moved in. And weirdly, that now, I'm getting to the point, don't worry. This is like listening to Grandpa Simpson, isn't it? I had an onion on my belt, which was the style of the times. Now, in that room, which happened to be, it'd been like a break room at some point, but it was used as a dumping room, there was a bookcase. And for some reason, 50% of the books in that bookcase were all Andy McNabb, and there was an entire shelf dedicated to various versions of Bravo 2-0. So that's how I read Bravo 2-0, and that's why I'd stick them all in a library and then forbid anyone from going anywhere near it for their own fucking safety. Good. Anyway, that's a little aside. That's the kind of quality content you get on this channel. Good. Okay, good. Do I want a witch house? No. You know what I want to do is... What do I? Do I want a witch house? No, I'm going to upgrade to the Accursed City. We're going to do that. Now, I'm going to go back and burn down Karakadrin. And hopefully that will keep the dwarves on the back foot. It won't keep them on the back foot forever, but it might just keep them there for a little while. I'm also going... Oh, do I want to... Flensburg does need defences, so we're going to go there. That's what we're going to do. We're going to move whoever... It was Baby Spice, wasn't it? We got Baby Spice. Emma Bunton. We're going to move Emma Bunton. Oh, no, I need to move Isabella back, don't I? I need to move Isabella... Basically, Emma Bunton is going to have to keep the short, hairy people at bay, as I'm sure she's had to do all her life. And Isabella's going to go and sort out... Oh, Vlad's back. Oh, well, Emma Bunton is now surplus to requirements. Sorry, love, you're out.
Who wishes the red kiss?
Well, whoever it is, do it in your own time, love, because Vlad's back. Vlad, daddy.
Unstoppable.
Well, you you say that, Vlad, but prior experience would suggest that's not necessarily always the case. Okay, let's burn down Karakadrin, because fuck those dwarves. Raise it. Boom, you're out of here. Suck a dick. Now, we still have dwarves, but I'm hoping that we kind of like reduce their capacity for fight. Now, they are down to strength rank 13. We haven't met the greenskins, but I'm hoping the greenskins are doing some damage to them. Fingers crossed, we can but hope. In the meantime, Vlad
von Carstein.
Yes, I know who you are. You are going to... Oh, we don't have any more... I mean, you've got a fairly tanky front line, so that's not bad. We could do with some heroes in your army, to be honest, but we don't really... I mean... Oh, we can get another... Oh, can we get another vampire? Oh, get another vampire! Holy shit! Ooh, okay, perceptive... knowledgeable's always good. Cunning's not bad. I think we're going to go... We're going to get Hildegrad Gans.
Ready.
And you're going to get that one... That one... let's do that. I need to work out a name for her, but I can't do it at the same time as recording because it'll mess my brain up. Meanwhile, let's grab Master Strike. Yes, let's grab that so Isabella can do some more. Do we have a quest battle to do? We need to go to Eason, which is just over there. So actually, we could do that. Right, I'm going to get a Necromancer. Ooh. Let's go with Milland.
I will not betray you.
Or should I say Ed's Milland Bands. Perfect. He can't eat a bacon sandwich to save his fucking life, but oh, what I would do for chaos with him. Good, let's get some more armor because that's going to just make you a little bit more tanky, which is good when you're fighting stuff which is trying to kill you. Dark Benediction, don't know if it stacks, don't care. Good. Right, now, Vlad.
All shall know me.
Because we've only got one hero for you, I guess we just go with... do we go... The problem with corpse carts is they're so slow. I actually have one in the army. I get... Oh, fuck it. Let's get a Khan Wraith, sure. Right, we'll move north with you. Isabella, once you get a chance, you're going to head back into the Empire to defend Stirland, because that could be a bit at threat. Who do we have here? You and... Oh, yes. Right, you're going to move there. You need to get into Vlad's army to help out with some magics. And the nice thing about Knowledgeable is, of course, it just gives you war winds of magic, just like faction-wide. So the more characters you have with it, the more winds of magic you have to play with. And considering that we are a very magic-orientated army, it can only be a good thing. The gods are angry. Oh, okay. Well, I'll tell you what they can do. They can stuff it up their ass. Stuff that right up their bum. Okay. You're going to go there. You're going to go in there. So, a new single lady for the army. God, Vlad, you can move fucking miles! I mean, considering that the Necromancer's, like, slowed you down quite a bit, that's pretty good. Now, I need...
I will not betray you.
No, but you won't actually do any good, will you? Let's be honest here. So, Dolph, you're going to come in here because you are going to increase our income. That's basically the only reason. Income from Forbidden Towers and Necromancer Towers. Yes, let's grab that. And then eventually we want to get the Vampire Crypts as well. All that kind of good stuff. We do have the Vampire Crypts there. And the Forbidden Library is just 2 turns away. That's why we could get another vampire, isn't it? Because that increases the capacity for vampires. But basically we can only get 1 vampire per capital that we have a Vampire Crypt in. Which isn't a lot. Which means we're going to have quite a few provinces to be able to recruit enough vampires to fill out Isabella's army. So in the meantime, we'll just fill them out with whatever we can find. Uh-oh. That's not good. Let's get Isabella over here ASAP.
I'll ignore that.
Okay, we're probably going to lose Flensburg. So, because you're in range of that, aren't you? More than likely. Well, are you? Yeah, I'm going to say yes. So I'm going to cancel that because the likelihood is we will lose that anyway. So there's no point really keeping it, unfortunately. Work bad should be fine. We do have some level of defense. I could go for slightly better defenses. And let's... Yeah, okay, let's do that because just on the off chance. We might lose Flensburg, but it's going to be, you know, fine. Okay, let's...
Vlad von Carstein.
do this. So then we get the quest successful. Lovely. Then we get the Blood Chalice of Bathory. The beastmen are arrayed in their usual fashion, a random collection of whoos and grunts that bear no discernible sense of order. Dangerous, yet chaotic, and there is something different about them this time. They hum with an unnatural radiance, shining with an entire disconcerting power. Yet despite this, Isabella will not allow them to best her. She will drive them back, destroy them, and from their broken bones and bloodied horns to discover their secrets. Yeah, it's going to be a fucking whitewash, basically. Because we have all the single ladies.
Bow before me.
Can I do some raiding?
I shall enslave the world.
Sure. But start with what the how have you got fucking demigryphs? Are you shitting me? What turn is 62 and you've got fucking demigryphs? What the Okay, fine. Fine. God, son of a... Right. Okay, now we do need more cash, really. That would be good. So I'm going to get the abandoned woodshed. Good. That reminds me of that... is it Divine Comedy song? Woodshed? There's something in the woodshed? I mean, it's haunted, so there's almost certainly something in the woodshed. And I imagine if you build a woodshed in Sylvania and there's nothing in the woodshed, they probably come around and make sure... You know, there's probably some sort of auditing that happens. I knew that would happen. That they come along and they go, well, you've got nothing in the woodshed. That's obviously, you know, a black mark against you. And then there's something. They get something moved into the woodshed to make sure that it is indeed haunted, to keep it in keeping with the rest of Sylvania. What a surprise! We lost fucking Flensburg. And where's Adele? Where's Adele? There you are.
Do you need
No.
fresh troops?
There you are. Found you.
Follow me.
No, well, you're going to follow Isabella, actually, because... fuck it, I'm just... you know what? They might have more armies here, and I'm going to be like, whatevs. Whatever. Whatever. I don't care. More tenacity, I think. And Alicia Keys is getting... Yeah, more armor. Perfect. And we got the Forbidden Library. That has boosted our income. Excellent. All those Andy McNabb books now safely stored away. Not doing any harm to anyone. Let's boost our income as well. Bosh. There we go. Nice. And we're getting a little bit of income here. Vlad's keeping busy, which is good. More campaign movement range. Yes, please. Should I...
Praise Sigma.
No, not that. I'm...
am invincible.
Shall I declare... Now, are you at war with anyone? Are you... Who are you allied with? Ostland. Okay, that could be a problem. They are just to the north of us. Ish. You're also military allies with the dwarves, so fuck you. You're at war with Midland, Nordland, and Clan Creepus, though. So you know what I'm gonna say to you. I'm gonna say, oh look, That looks like a tasty morsel.
No mercy.
Really? Really? Are you? Alright. Right, well, first things first, we need to make sure that none of these horrible handgunners and archers can open fire at us. So the first thing we're going to do is make sure they're not alive anymore. Once they're locked down, we're going to advance the main force up. And the real, I guess the trick now, so they've got a mortar. Now, mortars are quite effective on siege maps because obviously they can fire in high arcs over the walls. That makes it quite, normally, defensive artillery is kind of shit. Mortars are very, very good. Catapults are fine. Pretty much anything that fires directly ahead is completely pointless, unless you point it facing the gate. And then anything that comes through the gate obviously gets blasted directly in the face, which kind of does work. So the Vargeists mopping up what they can. Just as long as we can keep these guys busy, we just need to get inside the city, and that's what we're doing. We're trying to get inside the city. Gatehouse is slowly coming down. We are going to have to fight our way through quite a blob of infantry here. This is not going to be particularly easy. When I first saw the Order Resolve, I was kind of like, really? Are you sure? But actually, I kind of had forgotten it was a siege map. And I guess there is a lot of stuff here, especially these Demigryph Knights. I don't know where they got fucking Demigryph Knights from, but, you know, to hell with that. Now, I don't think I'm going to be able to keep my Vargeists alive, because it's just a very shooty army full of shooty things, and it's difficult to, like, hide these units anywhere. I could put them over there, but I often find the AI just like to pick them off if it can find them. The gate is down. In come the Crypt Horrors. Big, burly, horrible, ghouly things. And then behind them comes the Mortise Engine. Now, the Mortise Engine, as I say, is just one of those units that will just slowly suck. It will suck off everyone in a radius. It will also boost our health. So it'll heal us and deal damage to the enemy, which is really, really useful, because all the time it's doing that, it just means we just have to grind down the enemies slowly and surely. Now, the Vargeists are going to get their ass kicked. They've charged in, they're doing some damage, but they are going to go down. They're kind of trapped in here. There's halberdiers in here as well. They will go down pretty quickly. Now they're surrounded. It probably wasn't the best use of them, but, well, what are you going to do? We do have some of our units. We've got these, now these Khan Wraiths here, they are going to be very, very useful. I quite like these guys. I like the Khan Wraiths. I honestly think that they're one of the better undead units. And they get a lot of flack because, you know, people go, blah, they're not that great, but they're super fast. They've got a speed of 48. They're very, very fast. They're armor piercing. They do magical damage, and they have a lot of physical resistance. Obviously, you have to keep them away from magical attack, but if you can do that, then actually they are very, very good flanking, a very, very good flanking unit, and they cause terror as well. So we're going to chase down these hunters. Now these hunters are going to be a pain in the arse this entire battle. They are going to rack up quite a few kills. Not a big problem, obviously. See the Mortise Engine doing some good work there, slowly climbing those kills up to 50 kills already, and of course it is draining the health of everyone around, which means they're just easier to kill in general. See, if I had a wind of death here, we'd be through this gate already. So Spoopy Ghosts chasing after the handgunners, going to mince them up very quickly, because I need these boys somewhere else. Because the best way to break out of this kind of encirclement is to have a unit come in from behind and start chopping up their rear, which is exactly what our Khan Wraiths are going to do. They're going to come around this little path down here, down the street, and right into the back of all of these great swords and halberdiers, all that kind of stuff. Mortise Engine's up to 72 kills. Vlad's in here as well somewhere. I'm trying to get him to deal with the General of the Empire. He is slowly getting there. Here comes our Khan race. We're going to drop a Van Haal's Dance Macabre. That's going to increase their melee attack and speed. In they go, right into the rear of those units. And we should start to see some good damage coming out of them. There we go, 15 kills, 16, 17, 19, climbing very, very quickly. Now they're starting to get those hits in. 21, yep, just starting to chunk their way through this big blob of units, and they will continue to do that throughout the battle. I'm trying to keep these Grave Guard over here killed because they have come in from the flank as well. We've kind of now got an encirclement on the encirclement. But they are taking a lot of fire from the Huntsman over there. Nice thing about the Khan race is that they are very easy to heal up because they don't actually have a lot of health. Their health isn't particularly high, but they've got a lot of physical resistance. They also cause terror, so these guys potentially could, at some point, break and run. The Mortise Engine up to 93 kills, just slowly draining the health of everyone nearby, taking a little bit of fight. Now, once we've defeated the main force, we then have to get into the city centre, where there is quite a few units of Pistoliers, or Outriders, sorry. And, of course, some units of Demigress, which is going to be a little bit difficult to deal with. I reckon, though, if we can get a nice surround on them, we should be fine. Khan race there up to 42 kills. We dropped to Van Haal's Dance Macabre back on them again. That plus 24 melee attack is really helping them just chunk their way through all that defense from the Great Swords. To 50 kills. They're doing very well. I should have cycle charged them, to be honest. I mean, they don't have a huge charge bonus, but, you know, better than nothing. You can also see that if we can have a look at that, they've got the Reliquary Binding and also the Unholy Lodestone. So they're actually getting 4 health points per second? Yes, per second. So they're getting 4 health points. But they've also got the +5 melee attack and defense from the Vigor Mortis as well. So they are actually being buffed out the wazoo. Their health is just constantly going up as well. So they're just chomping their way through. You can see a big line of dead bodies where they've just been hacking their way through that nice bit. They're up to 64 kills already. Very, very good. Mortise Engine, 93. And the Empire troops are being hacked to pieces from both ends. Yes, that's right. It's an undead sandwich, and they're the meats. Or the delicious jam. The enemy general is almost dead, and Vlad is concentrating his attacks on him, trying to take him out. We've almost got him. Vlad himself is actually doing quite well, but then he does... I think he has base regeneration. Oh, he's got the hunger. He's also being healed up by everything. Basically, he's doing great. And there we go. The enemy have broken. I think they're actually terrified. They are terrified. Looks like the Khan race in the rear have finally done their work. And they are getting hacked to pieces. No escape for you, lads. And the Khan race look great as well. Ghostly Reaper type effect. There we go. There's just a big pile of dead bodies now, which is looking pretty good. So now we just need to take on the last bit of the army. However, they do... I mean, well, I say they outnumber us. They don't outnumber us, but they definitely have quality, and we don't. Oops, never mind. Right, the enemy general is dead. That's going to make a big drop in their strength, balance of power. We've also got a witch hunt around here somewhere. There he is. The witch hunter needs to die, and he will. And then we've also got Empire Captain over here. He needs to die, and he will. But we've cleared out the gates. We are slowly pushing into the city. A few units now rallying. The huntsmen here, having run out of arrows, now fleeing. Oh, are they going to engage? I think they're going to engage. Absolute lunatics. Oh, yeah, they're massively outclassed by the Great Gubbinz. Actually got 40 weapon strength, which is actually very, very high. And that's just the normal book standard infantry as well. Weird. Oh well. Okay, they're broken and running, as could be expected. I think they're terrified, aren't they? Yeah, they're terrified. Absolutely terrified. Right, so we now have to deal with this. We're going to bring in the Knights, who have been weathering most... We just weathered the mortar attacks, to be honest. Most of them tried to hit the Black Knights, which is fine, because the Black Knights are less susceptible than them dropping big, like, mortar shells directly on our blobs of infantry. Not that we really had blobs of infantry. I think if they targeted the gatehouse, they probably would have killed more of their own men. They would have me, so it would have helped me, really. So taking out the Black Knights probably the more sensible option. The crossbowmen killed 24 and have run out of ammunition, and they're no use anymore. I don't really like the crossbows, to be honest. I know it's thematic. It's just not. It's just not my preference. Get them, lads. Chop them down. Right. So these guys are now repositioning. They do have some Empire Knights. They've also got some Demigryph Knights and these Outriders. I am going to create 3 separate attacks. So we're going to have Vlad and the infantry attacking this way. We're going to have some of the infantry and our Khan race over here to try and trap some of these guys, and then we're going to move the Black Knights over to this entrance to trum in. The idea being we're going to try and catch the Outriders before they can run away. So you have the Empire Knights trying to get into this melee here, but not getting a very good charge because they couldn't get in amongst the Khan race. And now we're just like closing the trap. The Demigryphs coming in as well, and over here we're now advancing up the streets, and they should move a unit of Demigryphs in to engage us there. And the Black Knights now moving over to that 3rd street. I should have probably put the Mortise Engine over here. That would probably going to be the better option, but I mean, it's generally fine. Vlad's in there as well, taking a little bit of fire, but it's fine. In come the Black Knights. Now the Outriders are kind of in a bad position here because they don't have much space. They will try and run away, but they don't have much space to run to, and so we can probably, there we go, we've caught them. They should now turn around, and of course in melee combat these guys are going to be significantly worse than our Black Knights, who are actually not. Their stats are actually pretty good. They're not bad. So this, although it's going to be quite slow, we will be able to kill pretty much all of these Outriders. It's now just a case of grinding down their units and hoping they don't grind us down first. So the enemy units, I mean, we do have the numbers advantage. These Demigryphs are slowly going down. Over here, this is a bit problematic because you can see a number of our units are starting to crumble. They've got lots of Demigryphs and the Empire Knights trying to break through. Dropping here on the Khan race there. They're up to almost 160 kills. If there's an MVP of this battle, the Khan race are definitely it. They have been doing very, 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 very well. The Outriders slowly going down. Just need to finish them off. And the Demigryphs over here, having not managed to actually do too much damage to us. They're down to about half health. I don't think they've lost any members of their unit yet, though. They should start soon. The Mortise Engine is now to 227 kills, which is, you know, pretty good. Pretty fucking good. The Khan rate's up to 169 kills. Almost 100 more than the sexiest amount of kills they could have. Excellent stuff.
Kill them! The rest will fall away!
Well, they're already dead for one, and also, no, we'll just get back up. Thank you very much. So we've got this unit of Demigryphs over here. That's a problem for us. They are cutting through the Crypt Horrors. The Crypt Horrors have done very, very well, actually. They have been right in the thick of the fight for a long time. They are now going down. Again, not a big deal for me. I'll just raise up more units when I need them. And we're slow. There we go. We slowly ground down the Outriders. Now we just need to get our Black Knights in to help out. Probably this blob over here, because we are slowly losing this engagement. So we need our Knights in to get a nice little rear charge. Balance of power is shifting in our direction, but we are going to start losing some of these units. We need to get our Black Knights in the rear. Oh, he's going to get it. Right in the back there. We've also started capturing the city centre, so that's fine. These guys are now trapped from both ends, which means their morale should start dropping. We've knocked out the Outriders. That's starting to rout. So far, so good. I think we're almost there. These Knights are taking a lot of damage, though. They've done okay. Right, there we go. We've started to rout there. That's a mass. There we go. The army is shattered and surrounded. It's going to be an absolute massacre.
The gods have abandoned us! Ulrich's teeth, retreat!
Okay, that was, to be fair, a little bit trickier than I thought it was going to be. However, you know, we still won, and that's the main thing. And we only lost that? 4 units? Which is fine. And... fuck it, I'm looting and occupying. It's mine now. Oh, Claw of Nagash. I don't really need that. I'll take you boys. There you go. There we go. Right. Did I mean, was that a good thing to do? It's kind of given me a little bit of, you know, buffer between Sylvania and
Undeath Ascendant.
And the rest of stuff. What was I trying to say with that sentence? It's given me a buffer between Sylvania and my enemies. There we go. Got it the second time. I just stared into the middle distance for about 5 seconds there, not really knowing what to do. Ed Millen Band is going to get some more spells, because that would be good. And Izzy's just like, it's fine, bring it. Izzy does not give a shit. I will find that Border Prince's army. I will tear out its throat. Right, we've had a little confederation, and that army just booked it. They legged it back towards Averheim. How much money can I get? I mean, it's not a huge amount of income, but it's something. It's a little bit, and we could also get. I mean, if we get a nice cool 10k. I mean, this should be fairly straightforward, I think. If we continue the siege, I mean, it's a big army. Don't get me wrong; it's a huge force. But I just feel like we can easily take it, especially if it's all bottled up in one settlement. I reckon we can take this, especially because they got a mortar, because that's probably going to help us more than anything else. It's still a ballsy move, but the auto resolve isn't as bad as it was with Vlad, so. There's a lot of missile units up on that wall, and I would prefer them to be shooting the doggies rather than my single ladies. So basically we're using the doggies as cover while Isabella and the babes advance up to keep the gate in. Meanwhile, the Vargeists are coming in. Now, they're going to die, basically. There's no real way to stop them from dying, in my opinion, so I'm basically just going to let them... They're going to give their lives as optimally as possible. That's my thinking. Right. Having knocked out those missile units, we can now go and attack the gates. It should work quite nicely. We can see we're going to get a lovely double pendulum. I mean, the nice thing about the Empire is their troops are so squishy that even that was just a single pendulum, a single cast pendulum, and that's killed a lot of stuff already, which is quite nice. Obviously, it's not a wind of death, but you know, you don't always need. You know, when you have a hammer, not everything is a nail. Sometimes it's I don't know, what else do you use a hammer on? Like a slightly smaller nail? I thought I had something, I didn't. Never mind. And good. A little bit of sucking off of there. Didn't really catch many, but that's fine because we're now inside the city. Now, the main issue here is that we've got a lot of units that I don't really care about. The dogs and the crypt horrors, they can all die. I've actually kept my cavalry back. And we've also got the Chillgeists there, Hex Wraiths. Now, I quite like these guys, so I'm going to try and keep them safe. They're hidden in the trees so that the towers don't start plinking away at them. Now, as more and more units sort of like feed in to try and fend off our attack on the gate, this is perfect because, like, yeah, big group hug, guys, big group hug. Come on, let's get close, really pack in there, because then I can cast Wind of Death and it's going to, well, you know, kill us so many people. It's going to be amazing. So that's it. Come on, group hug, lads, join in. Perfect. There we go. That's really nice and I mean, the mortars are helping out as well, so that's really nice. There's a big old. Look how many there are. Oh, that's it. Get the Empire Knights in as well. Sure, why not? Group hug. That's right. Charge in. Oh, this is perfect. This is perfect. Oh. Let's watch the carnage unfold. This is going to be literally. Oh, this is going to be so good. Look at how many just explodes through them. Some people going, you can't just cast Wind of Death every single battle. And to those people I say, Wind of Death goes, because it does. Look, it's just carved out a big trench in the middle of that unit. Oh, and it goes through and then continue, like, just minces half a unit of handguns as well. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. Ah, so good. Ah, where's Isabella? Where's Isabella? She's around here somewhere. Oh, there she is. 616 kills she's got. That was absolutely fucking devastating. That I don't know how many Isabella had killed beforehand, but I don't imagine it was that many. I think that probably killed about 600 people in one spell. Oh, it feels so good. Unless you're one of those people that got minced, of course. There is that. So, I mean, having wiped out... What's that? Like, 20% of their army in one hit? I think they're probably feeling a little bit less sure of themselves. Now, as soon as we've cleared out the gate and locked out these units up on the wall, we can bring our cavalry in to come and help out. So that's what we're going to be doing. Now, some people might say, well, why didn't you hide the Vargeist? Well, you can't because they're flying, and I couldn't hide the Crypt Horrors because they can't hide in forests. And the dogs, I don't really care about, so they got thrown to the blender as well. I'm not particularly bothered, to be honest. I mean, the cavalry I'll try and save, but everything else is very much like, I'll just replace it. See the ladies hacking their way through. We're going to get another little Wind of Death there, straight through the outright. They were kind of annoying me. And then through... Oh, yeah, just mopping up pretty much everything that was left. Just leaving the hero characters, who are then easy pickings for the single ladies. Are they? Like, really? I guess maybe it was one of the units that is just I mean, you don't have to worry about the Dire Hounds. The Dire Hounds are the least of your fucking problems, mate. So, the huge pile of bodies by the entrance. I mean, that's... Yeah, good. Good. I mean, if I was in this battle and I was the Empire, I would be running for my fucking life right now. I would not be sitting around waiting to get my head torn off by vampires. Some units came back to fight, and we're now going to suck them all off as well, because that's a lot of missile units. So obviously we hate missile units, and when missile units bunch up, we suck them off, as is tradition. There are some dire walls still left, amazingly. I mean, less now. As we carve our way through what remains. There's a little witch hunter here. He's taking pot shots at us. He's killed 2 so far, and he's just running back and forth. He's just covered with the blood of his friends. Right, now we need to knock out the units on the wall, and what's left of our dire walls, which is 2 there and 2 there, are going to directly charge into a group of swordsmen and get minced. Did you actually do any damage? No. No, you did not. Not a big deal. No problem. Careful on the wall. I mean, it's really helpful when the mortar kills their own people. So as soon as we've cleared this up, our cavalry is going to come in to help mop up. And it will be mopping up at that point, because, let's be honest, let's have a look at the... Yeah, so they started off with 3.1k. They've now got 1.4k. And Isabella has 868 kills. And I've decided that Vampire Hunter has to go. He's been taking pot shots at me for far too long. He needs to die. As we mop up. And of course we need to heal up our Hildegard Gans, because obviously she doesn't have any way to heal herself up yet. So she needs to get that. She needs to be healed up. We need to keep an eye on her, make sure she's fine. And here comes the cavalry, the Hex Wraith, the Chillgeist charging in first. I like the Chillgeists. Okay, having knocked out that, we've now decided... I keep spotting that Witch Hunter just dicking about, and he's getting kind of annoying. So I am going to kill him. And the Chillgeist coming in. In fact, he has magical attacks. And he's actually going to start taking pot shots at our Chillgeists, which is very upsetting, because they can't defend themselves from magical attacks. Okay, we're going to run down. See, this is where these guys are going to be useful, because they can run down stuff. Also charge in to help. They're going to cause terror as well. So these halberdiers going to get absolutely slaughtered very, very quickly. Get a nasty little charge. And the Black Knight's now filtering in. We can get them to deal with the halberdiers. And now it's time to kill the Witch Hunter, because basically he's being a pain in the ass. He's walking around like he's cool with his trench coat, and I'm like, no, he just shot Beyonce in the face. So yeah, you run, bitch. And his head comes off. Okay, good. A lovely little sucking off there. They kind of all gathered at this corner, bravely shooting at me from as far away as possible. And unfortunately I forgot that we can suck them off at any distance. So that causes a huge amount of devastation, and meaning most of those missile units are now shattered and retreating. The cavalry is now mopping up some of these halberdiers, and we just need now to get towards the city centre. But the balance of power is very firmly in our favour, as well. There's no one that can stop us, basically. So we do some halberdiers. They're going to try and block us off. They're going to try and stop us, but that's fine, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to send one unit to charge them directly in the front, and the rest of the units are then going to flank around, but it's unrequired because the halberdiers are terrified. That causes a mass rout, which is enough to shatter the entire army with ease. So it keeps saying Pyrrhic victory, but I disagree. Okay, now we should be able to sack this for some income. I mean, it's not good income, but it's something. It's something. We could actually take Haverheim. Oh, the other Trickster Shard. That's actually quite nice. That's quite good. Shall I take Haverheim? Tell you what, I'll let them fix it up first, and then I'll take it. Because I don't want to spend my money fixing it up. Let's let the Border Princes spend their money fixing it up. Then I'll just take it off their hands for free. And then I'll take Flensburg back. Although Flensburg is probably going to rebel, because obviously there's 69, the sexiest amount of vampiric corruption, of course, in that region. Very, very nice, unless you happen to live there. Good. Okay, so Vlad is replenishing. We could go after Nagenhof. Do we want to do that? Could mean we could go into the mountains. There isn't a lot of vampiric corruption here, which is a bit of a problem. I mean, it is going up. Not super fast, but it is going up. It is getting there. What I do need to get is one of... I could get, because if I can get a Banshee, I can basically send her out to go and start stabbing people, which is something I kind of do need to start doing, because obviously Blood Kisses, you know, we could use more of them. So let's get a Spirit Well there. Plus it's going to give us a little bit of income. Not an awful lot, but it's something. So I'll take it. And of course we now have 3 Blood Kisses, which means we could go for Blood Dragon, we could go for Strigoi, or we could save them for either the Lemmian, Von Carstein, or Gret. So the second rank of Lemmian so that reduces our vigor loss. Only by 8% though, not a big amount. The Von Carstein is going to give us more public order, which is, yeah, it's alright. More weapon strength for cavalry units. We don't use them an awful lot, but the third rank of the Blood Dragon is Untainted Attrition Immunity, which is very, very, very useful. The Strigoi gives more ambush success chance, and we're not using an ambush an awful lot, but it is quite nice. Plus more vampiric corruption and reduction in public order penalty due to the presence or lack of corruption. All of that is generally quite useful. And the Necratch will give us more Winds of Magic, which of course we use a lot of Winds of Magic, and then eventually upkeep for all units, which of course is always useful. Personally, I kind of feel like the Von Carstein tree is the least useful, just because I find you don't really get enough crossbows and handguns to really warrant it, and the other bonuses are just better. I mean, the Lemian is probably... The first Lemian trait is very, very strong. The upkeep reduction is very, very good. Vigor loss is okay. Campaign line of sight is okay. But the Blood Dragon, Strigoi, and Necratch all very, very good. So the next poll will be, should we get Blood Dragon, Strigoi, or should we save our Blood Kisses for one of the others? And we'll be getting a Banshee up. I'm going to call her Karen, the manager. And she is going to go around and shanking people, and that will, of course, give us some blood kisses. We could get blood kisses point about like assassinating people, but I'm a bit lazy when it comes to that. I mean, I could like Ed. Ed, do you want to? You failed. Well, no blood kiss there. Never mind. Right. Okay. So next time we're going to be moving. Well, I guess we need to do Isabella's quest. Needs to retake Flensburg, and I might, you know, I'm going to take Averheim. We'll wait for him to fix up. We'll take Averheim. We'll head southward. We need to sort of spread our vampiric corruption. It is slowly spreading. It's slowly climbing in the outward reaching settlements.
You dare approach me, vile.
Oh, shut up, Carl. He has 7 settlements. Oh, that's too many. That is too many. We need to deal with Carl. However, he is strength rank 62. Which suggests he doesn't have much of an army left. Something to think about that. I'll have to wait until next time. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.